Welcome, guys. I want to thank you for taking a few moments of your time and listening to the thoughts that I have about the great digital divide that exists. See, there's always been a digital divide among people. We could break these divisions down and they could be applied between groups of people, such as those that have different economic incomes, or maybe even age groups. The list goes on and on. Maybe the division is between those who have received a higher education and those who have not. We live in a global marketplace today where information is simply just a click away. When we say it's simply a click away, does that statement truly resonate for all of us? We stated the obvious divisions that may occur, like age groups. But what about those divisions that are a bit more subtle and seem to go unnoticed? You see, it's possible to take an individual that meets the expected norms to not have a digital divide in their life, but yet they still do. We could categorize them by saying they are middle class, perhaps they're in college, but still they're suffering from a digital divide. The divide occurs within themselves. It's not a matter of accessibility as much as in how often are they using it? What are they using it for? How are they making the applications truly real in their lives? Perhaps they're content mostly using the computer for social media connections and maybe a few basic applications for school or for work. What keeps them, though, from using the totality of the technology that's around them? I've come up with 4 reasons possible. The first, some people are just content. They're okay with just being able to go in, do what they have to do on the internet, and then run right back out again. It's not somewhere they want to stay and explore and play, maybe. Number 2, it could be a lack of interest. It's just simply not something that they're interested in. Their interests or their motivations lie somewhere else. The third might just be simply a lack of education in certain applications. Well, it's easy to be in college in a higher education setting, but still not be educated in certain aspects of technology. The fourth reason that I've come up with is fear. I think that's the big one for a lot of people. The fear of the unknown. Gosh, we've all heard stories about people getting into accounts and hacking them and draining their accounts and being cyberbullied, and the list goes on and on and on. So I think sometimes those people feel like if I've got to do work on the computer, I'll just get in, get out, and I'll be done with it. Well, sometimes those fears can be realistic. We have to take precautions with it. But do we want to let it just stifle us and cripple us to where we're not willing to embrace all of the applications? We weigh it out, what do you have to gain versus what do you have to lose if you let fear cripple you in going forward in your explorations. When new applications of technology are emerging at just a tremendous rate of speed, we can see that system modalities used 5 to 10 years ago, well, they're now obsolete. With this burgeoning growth of technology, there will always be a digital divide on some level. If not just between demographic classifications of groups, then certainly it will reside within individuals. You see, to match the rise of technology, even the most astute individual must submit to a life of just continual learning. What are cutting edge apps today will be obsolete tomorrow. I propose that some of us will fight the good fight. in our personal lives, we will be able to continue growing and learning in the technology as it evolves. Others, I'm afraid, will succumb to those 4 reasons I listed earlier, to the contentment, to the lack of interest, or to fear of new applications. So, to us as students and educators, what is our goal? Will we ever be able to fill in that great divide that exists? I don't think so. But it would be our goal to certainly minimize how big that divide really is. By enriching our own lives in learning and keeping up with the technology and applying it in a daily fashion, and by taking that same knowledge and sharing it with others so that they too will have the knowledge that they need to possess. You see, the less the divide is in our lives, then the greater the knowledge we have, which means the greater productivity we as individuals will possess in our own personal lives, in our work lives, in our social lives. Thanks for taking a few minutes and listening to my thoughts. I appreciate it.